everyone, this is HTJ Halloween, and today I am back with my 6th build video of the 2019 season, and this is going to be a pretty exciting one because I am going to be once again working inside the inside portion of the haunted house, and what I am going to be doing is hopefully finishing the 3rd hallway in this entire build video. The main things that I have to do, actually the first thing I'm jumping into is getting these walls put up and painted. These are actually plastic, so they're easier to cut to the size I need, but they will be painted with the gray to look like they're metal, and I have all these little sheets. And so what I want for this hallway over here is for this to become like it has these sheet metal walls. It's going to have this grate over top, which you'll see me do later. And then I'm going to have experimental Eddie, and I'm going to have a bunch of these live wires, or 4 to be exact. I have 4 of the live wires, a couple new ones, that will be hanging down from the ceiling. So you guys will see what I mean by all that if that was confusing. Now before I jump into any time lapses, I do first just want to shout out my Instagram at HTJ_Halloween. There will be a link down in the description if you want to see real-time updates on the haunted house instead of having to wait so long for videos on the channel. So there will be a link to that. There will also be a link to the HTJ Halloween merch shop. A card should have popped up as well, and there should be a bar underneath of the video previewing some of the products. If you want to take a look, I would greatly appreciate it if you purchase some HTJ Halloween merch. It really helps out the channel, and it is a great way to express your love for HTJ Halloween. So definitely do that if you are interested. Alright, so without further ado, I am going to jump into a time lapse. After I cut these off camera to the right size, I'm going to jump into a time lapse of putting them all up along these 2 walls. Guys, I think that this is one of our best wall designs yet. I normally just paint something on or put a backdrop, so this is the first time I've tried to kind of experiment and create a completely different feel, and I am really in love with how these turned out. They definitely will look like metal, especially once I get them painted this color. Now as you can see, I kind of did this off camera. I just wanted to see if this spray paint was going to give me even coverage or if I was going to need to use actual paint. It looks blacker on camera than it does in real life. It's a little bit lighter in real life, but it definitely is going to work. I mean, there is going to be like drippage like that, but I really don't care that much. It's going to make it a lot easier to just be able to spray all the way across rather than having to go in with a paintbrush and do all that, you know what I mean? It just kind of is a little bit more time consuming. So that is what they look like all screwed into the walls. This back wall here, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a black tarp. My dad hangs a big black tarp, and it kind of just covers up this whole back wall, but that's okay. There doesn't really need to be any focus there. Actually, this kind of section is going to move into what's going to be over here, but I won't get into that yet. But anyways, so the next time lapse that I'm going to do is jumping into spray painting all of these walls gray. Okay guys, so here is the first layer of gray spray paint. I actually ran out of cans. I should have told my dad that I was trying to paint the entire hallway because then he would have gotten more. But even though the coverage is not, is nothing perfect, some of it still has to dry though, and then it will look a little bit better than it does. There won't be as many of those dark spots. But even though the coverage is not perfect, and all of that, I don't really care that much about how great this looks. I really just care about timeliness because the spray paint is so much quicker and easier because all I need is a spray can and I can just go at it versus the paintbrush and I have to get that out and wash it and kind of like it just takes a longer time to paint everything and get the paint and put it in the tin and everything like that. So I'm trying to have this haul done as quickly as possible because everything always comes down to the wire. So time is the most important thing for me. And so I don't really care if the coverage is perfect. Yeah, like I said, these dark spots are going to dry up and it will look more like this. I will maybe fill in some of these, spots that I didn't really get well with the other cans that I'm going to get. And it doesn't really matter because it's going to be dark in here with like flashing lights and flickering lights. No one's going to notice that, oh, this paint isn't perfectly even. It is what it is. I will get the other 3 cans and hopefully be able to do a time lapse of that as well. No promises of finishing, this side and finishing kind of some of the parts that need retouched and then the bottom of that one. That I will work on, but the next step is going to be getting this. Let me actually walk over to it. I have this fencing material that I want as the roof of this. It's right here. It's pretty dark. I don't think you can really see it. I'm going to pull it over here, but that's what I want. I want to cut that up into sections that will fit. I'm not exactly sure what method I'm going to go about doing this. And then that is going to become the roof of this hallway. It's going to be like the first one I've ever kind of had like a roof over. And it's just going to be really, really cool because then, like I said earlier, I'm going to have those electric wires hanging down from it. So that is what I'm going to be jumping into a time lapse of doing next. Guys, so I hope that you really enjoyed those time lapses of me completing hallway 3 of the asylum display this year. Like I've said many times in the past, this hallway and this hallway over here are going to both have, they're going to be sectioned off with black tarp. I might not have said that, but at the end of this one, there's actually going to be black tarp as well, and that's going to act as the exit of the asylum. So these two are going to kind of be combined into the asylum, but this is still technically hallway 3, so that's what I titled this build video. But anyways, this was a really fun thing to do. Obviously, you know, that spray paint did not turn out perfect, but I really didn't need it perfect. It's going to be dark in here, and honestly, like, this sheet metal is not supposed to look like it was, you know, fresh and new. It's supposed to look kind of degraded and old, so I think the paint being splotchy is not a problem whatsoever. I have my my arm and hand up here. I love this. I love this whole thing here where it just kind of creates a roof. And then I've got 3 of these guys hanging down, which you saw me put up. The other thing that I added off camera was this box. You know, it does this. So yeah, that is definitely an awesome addition because I will just be, you know, turning that on, or someone in here will be turning that on, and it'll kind of look like it is activating all of this high voltage stuff. So this is actually really exciting because I brought the guy that is going to be in this hallway out, which you guys probably could have guessed by now, which is Experimental Eddie. You recently saw him on the channel. I think he is super cool, one of the best electric props we have ever seen. And so he is going to be the electric guy in this hallway, and I really think his motion is going to look awesome when combined with all of these wires. So what I'm going to do now is plug him in and turn on all of these wires and get everything going and do a little test run of hallway 3. Alright, let's get all of this going. Turn this on. There we go. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, so that was really freaking cool, and I put in a little bit of a sneak peek there of how it looks in the dark, and that's what you guys will be seeing fairly soon, actually, in the final videos of the haunted house. I am absolutely in love with this hallway. Please be sure to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. This is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite hallway that I have made all time. I do have to see all of the other ones set up and everything too, but this is just really, really cool. So definitely stay tuned. The haunted house is almost finished, and there is a lot more to see that will be coming to the channel very, very soon. Like I said at the beginning of the video, there will be a link down in the description to the HTJ Halloween merch shop if you want to get some incredible HTJ Halloween designs to just be festive with the Halloween season, or to help out me and the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And there will also be a link to my Instagram if you want to get a more in-depth and behind-the-scenes look in the construction of the haunted house. And lastly, there will be my Spirit Halloween affiliate link where you can have a regular shopping experience and buy all the things that you will need for this upcoming Halloween day. But if you purchase it on that link specifically, you will be helping out me and the channel at no extra charge. It's just a regular shopping experience, and I will actually be providing you with an exclusive HTJ Halloween 20% off promo code down in that description right next to the link. That will make these prices a little bit less scary, and that works on that link. So be sure to check that out. Again, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.